So let's take them one by one, I think, and look at Elsa's journey first. If I were to give her journey as title, it would be Into the Unknown. And the first call to adventure in the real sort of hero's journey sense, we talked about last time that in Frozen, her journey does not start with a call to adventure as it does in the classic hero's journey. It actually starts with something much closer to what Dante describes in his Divine Comedy, that the path in front of her is removed, so she's thrown into darkness and to a dark forest. But in this film, in Frozen 2, she actually gets a call to adventure. She starts hearing a voice that just calls out to her. It's just, there are no words. She just hears a voice singing. And the song that that is built around that is called Into the Unknown. And she says to that voice, are you here to distract me so I make a big mistake? Or are you someone out there who's a little bit like me, who knows deep down I'm not where I'm meant to be? So even though, as in the typical hero's journey, she fights against the call to adventure at first, she actually ends up embracing it by admitting, I'm not where I'm really supposed to be. So in a way, as I indicated before, the hero's journey or the individuation process is split into two, almost like the self being split and then reunites in balance. And the point of the individuation process, as we talked about before, is always becoming who you were always meant to be. And that means that if Elsa is not where she's really meant to be, then she has to continue her journey. So let me just give you the briefest plot summary. That after hearing that mysterious voice calling out to her, Elsa sets out on a new journey, and she actually, like much like Bilbo in at the beginning of The Lord of the Rings, she says to the voice calling out to her, I've already had my adventure. I don't want to go on another adventure. But then she realizes, no, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm just actually have a espresso today, so I'm just going to take a sip. So Elsa sets out on that journey beyond Arendelle again, but this time to uncover the truth about the origin of her own magical powers. Where did they come from? And I think for me, a really, really exciting thing about Frozen 2 is that, as we talked about, the sort of the primary driving force in Frozen is her father, and what I believe is a curse he almost places on his daughter, in the meaning well and meaning to protect her. Frozen 2 is about mother. Frozen 2 is about the very silent, very quiet, soft-spoken mother who doesn't say anything, but who sings the lullaby when they were children. And it's indicated that where did her magical powers actually come from? So she sets out following that voice. The what is the journey about? It's, you're supposed to follow that voice that calls out to you. So Anna, of course, goes along with Kristoff and Olaf and Sven, the reindeer, and they travel to the Enchanted Forest. And as sort of typical fairy tale or Arthurian legend, the Enchanted Forest has been trapped in a magical mist since a conflict many decades ago between Arendelle and the indigenous people who lived in the magical forest, the Northuldra people. As the journey Elsa has to venture deeper and deeper, eventually in the final stages all alone, into very dangerous territory. And she discovers who she really is in there. We talked about this a lot in connection with the hero's journey, the belly of the whale, or the dark night of the soul. She has to face symbolic death and rebirth by realizing who she really is.